Salut tout le monde, j'espère que vous êtes prêts à nous mettre votre gros pouce bleu ou alors un gros cœur, aussi gros n'est-ce pas que le monde. Vous êtes les bienvenus sur Ndadiam, Ndadiam qui reprend son envol, cette fois-ci avec quelque chose d'encore plus succulent tel qu'on a l'habitude de vous le servir sur un plateau en or. Prenez de l'eau, c'est Ndadiam qui commence et comme si cela ne suffisait pas, vous allez vous poser la question de savoir si je suis seul ou alors je suis accompagné. Je suis bel et bien accompagné et bien sûr avec Léna. Salut Léna.
Salut, c'est comment ça va?
Je vais super bien. Toi?
Okay. I'm good. I'm really good, and it's a privilege for me to be on this panel with you, and I hope we're going to take it, to places.
Ah oui, ça c'est une garantie. On peut déjà le leur dire à ces followers, ceux-là qui nous suivent. Ils sont aujourd'hui à plus de 10 000, n'est-ce pas, qui nous suivent sur Facebook, sur YouTube, Mirror TV Cameroun. Et puis ils nous ont dans leur petit écran de téléviseur ou bien de téléphone, n'est-ce pas? Alors, certainement, ils ont dit, ah, le type, il nous a eu. Il nous a eu, au lieu de nous balancer cet autre visage chacun connaissait, il nous a donné un autre visage aujourd'hui. Allez, c'est les couleurs de Ndadiam. Bienvenue à toi, Léna.
Thank you, and welcome to all the viewers. And as he rightly said, you're on Ndadiam, where we give you what gives you life, what gives you hope, what gives you the willpower to go ahead every day. And we begin with the basics of life. And the basics of life, is water.
Justement, de l'eau.
Yeah,
de l'eau.
Water.
Encore de l'eau.
Water and water. Water is health.
Allez, tu me pousses à prendre mon verre et à consommer une gorgée.
We need
Tu peux m'accompagner.
Oh yes, because it's new. It's something very,
Voilà.
So water is not going to kill you. It's just going to make your day more bright and more beautiful.
Voilà, Léna, on va parler de quelque chose d'important aujourd'hui.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to talk about
l'usure, bien sûr. Alors, j'aurais bien voulu commencer par une devinette, en disant, je suis par exemple, j'ai une apparence souple, n'est-ce pas? J'ai un taux d'intérêt excessif et ahurissant. Les conséquences sont parfois suicidaires, les garanties démesurées. Et l'article que l'on met en gage pour m'avoir peut couvrir le double ou le triple de l'insolvabilité de celui qui met cet article en gage. C'était pour décrire l'usure.
Yeah, that is just to describe usury. And we are in an African society wherein at times we don't have that notion of going to the banks to get loans, or maybe if you have to go to the bank, it is the procedure is so slow in a way that, and the money you need is a matter of minutes or seconds.
Voilà,
you are in need, you are needy, and then you have just somebody that just batch up to you and be like, okay, I can provide this amount of money for you, but maybe you have to pay me maybe at 30% rate, 50. I tell people go up to 50%.
Ah, bien sûr, ils vont jusqu'à 50% pour résoudre votre problème. En fait, ça c'est ce qu'ils disent.
Since you're needy, you just rush into the yes, give me the money, take this.
Parce que c'est rapide.
Yeah,
c'est très rapide.
Time to pay back, because most of the time what you want to use the money for is not financial. You mostly want to use it for social issues, like you have to pay share, maybe you have to pay your children's school fees, maybe you have to pay even your own
nécessité sociale.
Basic necessity. So if there is no profit or there is no coming back of that money, it is not sure. So you just rush because maybe you're counting on one thing or the other to be able to pay, and when that thing fails, oh my God, you find yourself in deep shit.
On entre dans une spirale de l'endettement.
Yes.
Tous les jours, ça revient. On va jusqu'à s'immiscer dans ta vie privée.
Your privacy.
Parce que tu as entrepris, n'est-ce pas, de prêter de l'argent avec un intérêt ahurissant, comme je le disais tout à l'heure.
Yeah.
Le prêt clandestin, l'usure. C'est un prêt clandestin.
But I have a question to attach it to this usury.
Ouais.
I have a question. Anyway, you introduced usury in French. I didn't do that in English. I'm sorry, viewers. Usury is the lending of money at unreasonable prices. That is, you lend money, you can lend 5,000 for 10,000. That is usury. Okay, you can lend 10,000 for 20 or for 15,000. That is still usury. Why not lend 10,000 for 10,100 francs?
Ça, c'est la grande question. C'est vraiment la grande question. La grande question. Mais alors, il faut remarquer une chose en cours là derrière, tout simplement, parce que la procédure est facile.
Yeah,
C'est facile.
It's word. It's a contract. It's using verbal. It's verbal contract.
Très, très verbal.
Verbal contract, and you have it. Meanwhile,
Malheureusement, ce que l'on donne en échange n'est pas verbal, c'est des choses matérielles.
some people go to the extent of putting their houses. Can you imagine?
Oh.
You
C'est pourquoi je dis, quand on entre dans la procédure usurière, on est un prisonnier de l'endettement.
yeah, you're a
On est
prisoner.
chez soi, par exemple, on l'a mis en gage, on est chez soi. Mais on n'est pas chez soi en même temps.
Yeah, because somebody else is the owner, is the owner of the house, and it takes me back to this question. Okay, we're talking about people that practice this malpractice, because it's good to say the law condemns it.
Oui.
It is even
C'est
prohibited
pourquoi
to do
j'appelle
it.
ça un prêt clandestin,
In Cameroon, it is not accepted. You're not supposed to do it.
justement.
So it means in Cameroon, either you help somebody or you don't help the person. Not to do that kind of a thing. But now, don't you think our microfinances and our banks contribute to this practice?
Justement, je le disais tout à l'heure, l'ENA, qu'on peut, entre guillemets, n'est-ce pas, les mettre dans la procédure qui pousse les gens à aller vers les usuriers, n'est-ce pas? Tout simplement parce que la procédure de prêt à la banque, elle est longue. Les gens n'ont pas l'habitude d'avoir un compte en banque, par exemple. Du coup, ils se disent, autant toquer à la porte d'à côté, celle qui nous offre la facilité d'avoir le temps de réalisation de la banque. On va te demander tout un dossier que tu vas fournir.
Amen.
Ça va prendre du
A
temps,
lot of time.
alors qu'en fait, on a quelque chose à gérer le plus tôt possible. Il faut de l'argent, transaction financière très très rapide pour qu'on règle ce problème. Et du coup, quelqu'un apparaît comme par enchantement et tu le trouves comme ton Dieu. Comme ton Dieu. Ah là là, l'argent que je voulais là, c'est à ma portée comme ça. On ne voit pas l'intérêt qui est derrière. Mais c'est au moment de payer, comme tu l'as dit tout à l'heure, c'est en ce moment-là que l'on se rend compte, n'est-ce pas, de l'évidence de ce dans quoi on est entré.
Because I know someone who is he had his bank account in one of the banks of the place. You know, we don't call names because we don't want to create
Justement.
problems, since we don't have proofs, concrete proofs. So he went to his bank manager. It was back to school period. And he
C'est
went-
toujours à cette période-là.
Yeah, he
d'ailleurs.
went back to his manager to go and like ask if he could have a loan to pay his children's school fees, and then since he has an account, they can deduce it from his account as time goes by. You know, the banking rate of the interest rate is I think it's 2.5.
2.5.
2.5%.
2,5.
Yeah, 2.5%. So he went to see his bank manager. I think these banks at times they function with the affluence of something. They know it is back to school. So when you come and you want to take a loan, some of them double the rate.
Alors là, ça devient
Yes.
vraiment clandestin.
Exactly. So he went to the bank. He wanted his irregular customer who is always on point, who pays his debts on point, who puts. So he went to take the loan. His bank manager said, let me go and meet my superior and ask if you can have this loan. There's a lot of affluence. Everybody wants to have a loan.
Yeah,
Everybody wants to have the loan.
of course.
So his bank manager came down and said, okay, sir, instead of the normal 2.5% rate that we're going to take from your account, we could take it to like 5% or to 6%. You know, there's an affluent, so it's a person that can be able to pay back with the interest rate that is going to have the loan. I mean, it is scandalizing.
Très
knowing
scandaleux, justement.
Inside it happens. Inside it happens, but outside they will not tell you it happens inside. It's when you come closer to some of them that you tend to recognize that at times to have certain loans in the bank, You need to be somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody and somebody that definitely knows somebody somewhere.
Voilà, on va dire c'est le réseau, le bon réseau. Quand tu as le bon réseau, oui, on va dire ça comme ça.
But yeah, I think we should tell Cameroonians, we should draw to their attention. We should draw because not only the person, the borrower, the person taking the money, but also the lender.
Justement.
Because you're giving this money to this person because the person is desperate. The person is in a critical situation that needs to be aided. And then you go to the extent of giving it at a double rate. What makes you to know that the next 1 month that the person promised you, that situation is going to be different?
Yeah.
Is it going to die down for the person to be able to pay you? Because I mean, when it comes to health issues,
J'imagine.
when it comes to health issues, maybe you have a father that has to undergo an important surgery. You go borrow that kind of amount of money. Then after some time, maybe the 1 month of the parent comes and die. How are you going to do to repay back that money?
J'imagine.
So
et l'usurier ne comprend pas ce genre de situation. Son problème, c'est son argent, c'est ses intérêts.
Exactly. That's why I'm trying to draw that attention. All of us are humans. And all of us would not like to find ourselves in that kind of position someday.
Yeah.
Because today you are the usurer, but tomorrow you can be the borrower.
Justement.
Yeah, life is something that turns around. Today you might be the one giving out money at those kind of rates, and you are happy because you are oppressing. I call that oppression. You are oppressing the person, but tomorrow you can be the oppressee. Somebody will borrow you the money.
Ils comprennent pas ça, les usuriers.
At least let's put feelings when we want to do some kind of services. I know everybody is out to maximize profit. Everybody is out to give to double whatsoever thing a person is doing to be able to take care of the family and whatsoever. But there are situations. I still take it to money lending. Money lending is a situation where if somebody comes to you for money lending, it means the person is really
Sous la
in need,
pression,
because
nécessité.
nobody likes to have somebody's money in the pocket then. I mean, nobody. I myself, I hate when I owe somebody.
Malheureusement, on se retrouve dans ces situations-là dans la société. Tu t'imagines, Léna, que le taux d'intérêt prévu par l'État, par la loi, au niveau des banques, c'est 2,5%. Mais avec les usuriers au Cameroun, par exemple, ça va de 20 à 30%.
Even 50.
Jusqu'à 50%. Mais tu t'imagines, en Côte d'Ivoire, on dirait qu'ils vivent vraiment, c'est monnaie courante pour eux. Ils vont de 50 à 200%, voire 500%. Imagine. Imagine un peu.
So
je te prête 5 000 francs, tu me remets 25 000.
Je te jure. This is scandalous.
C'est vraiment scandaleux.
This is scandalous. And when you look at that kind of economy, how is it going to for me, how is it going to prosper?
Voilà. Moi, je préfère, n'est-ce pas? Je préfère parce que les Ivoiriens, l'État ivoirien a mis un processus, n'est-ce pas, pour arranger ce genre de situation, pour réprimer ce genre de situation. Et c'est une ONG qui est derrière ça. On va, n'est-ce pas, donner une autre marque à ce dont nous sommes en train de débattre.
Oh, yes,
on va donner la marque de l'espère.
Exactly, the expert, you know.
La marque de l'espère.
We can talk everything we can talk, but we are not experts. We're just giving our points of view, but the expert comes in with the knowledge, with the know-how, and gives you what to do, what are the different procedures you have to take when you find yourself in that kind of a situation, and then what the law provides for it. Is there a condemnation? Is there a fine to be paid? I mean, all those things.
Allez,
and I'm holding my pen, my piece of paper is in front of me. I would take notes so that when next somebody wants to do that thing to me, I make sure I bring the law in front of his face. Même no joke.
Allez, on ne s'amuse pas.
Yeah,
allez,
exactly.
on suit Maître Patricia.
As usual.
Good day, Mirror TV listeners. It's a pleasure again to be with you today for another edition of Ndandian, which means thick water. Today we are going to treat a very important and interesting topic, which is called usury. I'm sure many of you know this word, usury. If you don't know it, I'm going to talk to you about it. It's a bit tricky. Some people practice it without knowing that it's called usury. What is usury? Usury is the practice of some people who lend money at exorbitant interest rate. Interest rates that are far above and beyond the official interest rate. And this practice is punishable by law. Under the Cameroonian Penal Code, it is punished under section 325 of the Penal Code, which states, and I quote, any lender demanding or taking interest or any other reward higher than the rate fixed by law for loans of the kind in question shall be punished with fine as from 5,000 francs to 1 million francs. 5,000 francs to 1 million francs. And this does not exclude the payment of damages. You know, it's a serious thing. It is not only legally wrong, it is morally and also spiritually wrong. It is a form of extortion. And this thing has been going on for a long time in Cameroon. And speaking from a legal point of view, the cases that come before the court, they can be very tricky. Because people, the lenders, will give to the borrowers money and they take something in exchange. What do they take from that person to guarantee the payment of their loan? They take what we call, they used to ask for a check, a blank check, that is an unsigned check, with a check that is signed but with no amount mentioned on it. This interest rate range as from 10% a month to about 30% a month. Whereas the normal official rate are at times up to 6% or 12% per annum, depending on how the government has fixed it in the different sectors. So when you are doing anything, lending out money for something that is above, or an interest rate that is above the amount that the government has charged, you are committing an offense. And remember that every offense that you commit is punishable when it is known. But many people, as I say, they do it and they might not be caught. But know that morally you are caught, and spiritually. Because it is like, you know, you take money from somebody, and to remind you, many people always take this type of money for social reasons. Because if you are taking some money at 30% interest rate, you take 1 million francs, for example, at a 30% interest rate a month, you suppose that you are going to pay 1.3 million francs at the end of the month as the amount that you have taken. So you see that 300,000 francs has added. And the person, if he fails to pay the 300,000 francs within the month, it now doubles. So when you give the person a check and you stay for about 6 months or 1 year without paying, you can calculate how much that would become to that person who has taken the money, who has borrowed the money. It becomes very, very heavy and burdensome. So most of the time when they cannot pay, people simply just take the check to court and they fill an amount there, taking into consideration the amount that has accrued as interest, and they fill it and take it to court and said somebody gave them a check without cover. Wow. Some take to the bank, and the bank put, there's no provision, there's no amount in the because the law expects you to take it first to the bank and then let the bank say there's no money in the account before you can take it to court. So they follow this procedure, and when they go to court, and the court was like, wow, how did you get this amount? And most of the time they used to see that there are two different signatures, the two writings. There's somebody who signs and writes it, and another person who fills the amount. For you to understand it very clearly, you should know that a check represents money. It's legal tender. Once you give somebody a check, it is supposed that that check is covered. That means when the person goes to the bank, within 8 days from when the check is given to the person must have payment, because that check has been presented to the person and he acts on behalf of that check. So a check is not supposed to be given as guarantee. And most of the time, most of those checks and those cases were thrown out of court, because the court discovered that there was a lot of complicity and it did not follow the normal procedure. Now what did they start doing? People who took this as their business, they will ask you to give them some good, most of the time a car. You have a car that costs 10 million francs and you are taking maybe 3 million francs or 4 million francs, and the person says give them a certificate of sale that you have sold to them your car. You yourself, you will write the check, write the amount and give them. They know that each time if you pay back their money, you take your check, but you take back your car. But you know, most often they take them to solve social issues, social problems, and at the end of the day, they cannot pay the money. So they lose their goods for an amount that is not up to the cost of their goods. So it is something that we decry, because each time you do something like that, you who is taking that amount, you first of all should know that this is a crime that you are committing. And you who is going to take, I'm talking about the two people, the lender and the buyer. The lender knows that he's not supposed to do that, or she's not supposed to do that, but she does it. The fact that you don't know does not exclude you from punishment. You will not be able to avoid being punished, because they say ignorance of the law is no excuse. You first of all know that this amount is too much. And even without even knowing the bank rate, you should also know what is legal, what is normal, what is morally good, and try to avoid taking exorbitant interest rates. Spiritually speaking now, as I'm talking to you, we understand that it is something that is also condemned in the Bible. Nobody should look at someone who is already in problems, who is suffering from some particular lack, and decide now to use that opportunity to exploit. Because that is exactly what we are doing, is exploitation. And that exploitation can create, and it has been creating a lot of problem. So once you have known that, try to avoid. You who wants to lend or to borrow money, try as much as possible not to take money at a breakneck interest rate, because at the end of the day, it will only create you anxiety and frustration. And at the end of the day, if it was your friend, you will lose your friendship, you will lose your time, because you'll be going to court, you lose everything, you lose your good, you lose something that is valuable to you. Even some people used to give even their houses. Fortunately for them, or unfortunately for them, the sale of a house also follows particular procedure. So most of the time when they give a house, they will discover that they cannot even take the house. So let everybody be vigilant. You who is borrowing, be vigilant. Give, if at all you have to give, because you are not even a financial institution. You know you are not supposed to give, but if at all you have to give at reasonable, at least the official interest rate. And you who is taken, be warned and be aware that at the end of the day, it will cause you a lot of problems. Hope you've gained something from what I've said, and I will look forward to seeing you again on another edition of Ndandiam. Thank you, and stay blessed. And remember, water is life. Here we give you something that helps you, your soul, your spirit, and your body. That's why we call it Ndandiam, which means take water. Always remember to take your glass of water every day, every hour, as you work, as you sit in your office. Remember us to have water, because Ndandiam is meant to refresh you, to give you value, to give you positive, change the mindset to positive thinking. So we wish you a great day on Ndandiam. Take water.
Welcome back, and just to remind all of you watching, you can catch this program on our YouTube page, Mirrors TV Cameroon, and even on our Facebook page. So for those who would like to follow us on Facebook, our official page is Mirror TV Cameroon. You know what to do, right? You go, you click, you like, and you follow. And please share also. It's also helping us that is in the studio, Ben.
Justement. Mirror TV Cameroun en un seul
Yeah,
mot.
it's one word.
Il faut l'écrire complètement. Et le Cameroun, c'est Cameroun avec deux O. Il faut bien le préciser.
Why
n'est-ce
should you
pas? Il faut
precise?
bien
The
le
fact is that
préciser.
when you just type Mirror TV on there, Cameroon automatically comes. So it means we are known, okay?
Ah oui, justement.
We are recognized.
Justement. On est
Yeah, so that
reconnu.
was the expert, Maître Patricia Cour.
Cour.
And she was giving us some. I like one part of this expert talk.
Laquelle?
When she was given the fines to be paid, that the fines are ranging from 5,000 to about $1 million.
$1 million.
I can just imagine that somebody lends me maybe 2 million, and then you have to pay me maybe 1 million again because you did usually.
Parce que tu l'as dénoncé, tu as dénoncé cette personne et puis on va te reverser 1 million.
But I think the
Carrément.
proceedings for me, right, don't even lend. Or if you lend somebody money, do like the Muslims do.
Ah, ils font comment?
You know, in I don't mean Muslim as a Muslim. I mean as in a real Muslim.
A real Muslim.
A Muslim does
Okay.
not lend money with an interest rate.
Ah, d'accord, ça je ne savais pas.
If
Je
a Muslim gives you 5,000, he expects you to give back his 5,000.
Très réglo.
Muslims don't, in short, the Quran doesn't accept.
Et comme ils aiment bien appliquer
Yes,
les
so
règles coraniques.
you know that Muslim banks, right?
Mm.
If you open a Muslim bank account, there is nothing like interest rate there. If you put 10,000 there, you're going to remove your 10,000. If you want to borrow, take a loan, if it is 10 million, they give you 10 million, and you're coming back to them with their 10 million. I guess that is how normally things are supposed to.
C'est comme ça que les choses
Normally
devraient
that's
se
how it's supposed to
passer.
do.
Bah.
If you want to take me 5,000, it means you really need another 5,000. Then for me to ask to give me 10,000.
Moi, je vais me poser la question de savoir comment est-ce que les banques islamiques fonctionnent parce qu'il y a du personnel. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Il y a
The
du
fact-
personnel à gérer.
Okay, from what I've heard.
Il y a du
You
personnel
know, we
à
always
gérer.
do research when we move around.
Justement.
From what I've heard, Islamic banks, they have their most of them are business. Arabs are business people.
Mhm.
So, even when they sell, that is the money they make out of their businesses. That is what they invest in their banks.
Mm.
And at times, they do what they give. They do gifts.
Ah d'accord, ils se basent sur le
Exactly.
don.
That
Le
is
don.
what.
C'est l'un des
you-
principes, hein, l'un des principes de la religion
Yes.
musulmane.
So that is
Pour
what.
faire le monde.
That is it. So that is what they use, because they know anybody can come to them at any time for anything.
Ah d'accord. Là, je comprends ça très rapidement. Quand tu es rentré, n'est-ce pas, dans les principes, dans l'un des principes de la
Yes.
religion musulmane, qui est le monde, allez, j'ai compris très facilement.
Yeah, so that is how,
Très
that's how they
facilement.
function.
J'espère aussi qu'à la maison, ces téléspectateurs, ces followers, n'est-ce pas, l'ont suivi. Il y a quelque chose que je mentionnais tout à l'heure. Je disais que l'on
Yeah,
va
you were talking
revenir
about the NGO that
en
is
Côte
trying
d'Ivoire.
to in Ivory Coast.
justement.
So what are they trying to do?
Qu'est-ce qui se passe à ce niveau-là? Je vais d'abord préciser qu'en Côte d'Ivoire, je reprécise que les intérêts vont jusqu'à même 500%. D'après les recherches que nous avons faites, ça va jusqu'à 500%, n'est-ce pas? Alors, il faut remettre quoi? Quand vous êtes... Le processus est simple, hein, je reviens au processus. Ils sont à côté des banques, les usuriers.
As usual.
Ils ont même des personnes dans les banques, parfois même, ou bien en grande majorité, les vigiles qui sont au portail des banques. Dès que vous êtes en train de sortir, monsieur, vous n'avez pas pu avoir votre prêt à la banque, alors je peux vous obtenir quelqu'un qui, à l'instant T, vous produit ce que vous voulez. Il suffit de vous entendre. Et du coup, sans avoir fait 20 mètres, tu es en face de quelqu'un qui te dit, allez, je te donne par exemple 20 000, tu me remets à 200%. 200%, ça fait pratiquement 60 000. 60 000, n'est-ce pas? Mais alors, il y a quelque chose qui doit lui garantir que tu vas rembourser ta dette. Il faut déposer un chèque de caution. Ah, je vois comment tu secoues la tête en signe de négocier, en signe de négativité.
This issue is making my throat to be very dry. So let me take my glass of water, please. Because I cannot just imagine somebody giving me 20,000 and then I'm giving him back 60,000.
C'est comme ça. Pendant qu'elle boit, elle prend son verre d'eau, sa gorgée d'eau. Je vais continuer. Tu déposes dans le chèque de caution la carte de crédit également, le code secret, n'est-ce pas, de ton compte, et tu fais une reconnaissance de dette. Tu lui remets tout cela à l'usurier. Et puis il s'en va avec, il attend, n'est-ce pas, le jour où il faut lui remettre son argent. Si ce jour arrive et que tu n'as pas remboursé, le taux augmente, mois par mois. Donc on passe de 200 à 400, à 600, ainsi de suite. Mais alors, une ONG s'est créée en Côte d'Ivoire, c'est en 2007.
Are you serious about what you're saying?
Je suis très sérieux, très sérieux. Une ONG s'est créée pour régler ce genre de problème parce qu'il faut le dire, les poursuites sont généralement non existantes. On ne poursuit pas, on a honte de poursuivre son usurier parce qu'on se dit non, les gens vont remarquer que j'ai prêté de l'argent à un intérêt très élevé. Ils se disent ça. Alors, l'ONG s'est dit, bon, je vais poursuivre ces gens. C'est tout simplement que ce qu'ils vous demandent, c'est une infraction. Posséder le chèque de quelqu'un, c'est une infraction. Posséder une carte de crédit d'une autre personne, c'est une infraction. C'est une infraction. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on fait? Vous vous approchez de cette ONG, vous donnez le signalement de votre usurier, de votre prêteur clandestin, vous donnez son numéro de téléphone, on l'appelle. On machine une histoire, il arrive et on le menace. On lui dit, mon gars, tu as des pièces qui ne sont pas les tiennes. C'est une infraction. Et généralement, ça marche. Ça marche parce que ça se termine avec une note que le prêteur signe où il dit, mon débiteur n'a plus de dette avec moi. Il a tout payé. Et on lui remet, n'est-ce pas, à ce débiteur-là, tout son... C'est une belle histoire, ça.
Yeah, it's a good story, but coming to it again is good enough. I like it, but then I guess the reason why you were even taking the money should be taken into consideration.
Oui, il y a aussi ça.
Because if you were going to borrow money because you had a patient that needed help, that can be taken into consideration, saying that the person was being wicked to you. If you were taking maybe because you're like, let me take an example in our country here where you work and you have no salary for months and months and months.
Les raisons sont nombreuses. Les raisons sont nombreuses, mais c'est les enseignants qui se retrouvent beaucoup plus dans ce genre de choses.
But at times somebody will go and borrow money for nothing. Some people do that.
Oui. Moi, je les classe généralement dans la catégorie des viveurs. Il faut bien qu'ils
if I fall in front of that kind of a person, maybe you even pay that interest maybe at 700%.
Malheureusement, tu n'es pas prêteuse clandestine.
And I will never be one. I will never be one. I prefer that if you come to me, if I have that money on me and it is useless. Useless such a way that I don't have anything to do with the money.
Justement.
I give it to you. I'm like, okay, the day you will have it, you bring it back to me.
Voilà, je vais venir souvent te voir parce que j'ai souvent.
I say if I don't have, but
moi je viendrai te voir quand tu vas me voir.
If you come in the problem, I have that amount of money or a little bit more, but I have to use some of it. I'll be like, okay, I'm not borrowing you money. Just take this one and complete it from elsewhere. And use helping a brother. I'm not having that habit of.
Elle s'est vendue à vous, chers téléspectateurs.
I'm not having that
si vous avez besoin d'argent, venez la voir. Elle vous en donne et puis
Anyway,
That's
you know the kind of amount you can come to me for, right? I'm not having huge sum of amounts. I deal with chicken change. That's how we call it in our language. From 5,000 downwards. If you come from 6,000 onward, I cannot help you.
Voilà, elle s'est vendue à vous. Elle est prête pour cela. On va dire que... Pardon, je vais vous demander pardon en prenant ma gorgée d'eau.
You need it. Water is life.
Merci. Voilà, on y va. On va se dire que les conditions pour rentrer dans le prêt sur gage, n'est-ce pas? Le prêt clandestin, c'est facile.
It's very,
mais
very
les
easy.
conséquences sont
They are
vraiment
very,
atroces.
very, very devastating.
On peut aller jusqu'à la faillite, la
Yeah,
misère,
even suicide,
la spirale de le suicide, pourquoi
Suicide.
pas.
even madness.
Tu vois,
Some people, because there's so much, they think of how they are going to pay it back, they just lost all their sense. They start working on the share. People be like, this person has sold his soul, but the person did not sell the soul. It's a matter
Il y a quelque chose qui m'amuse généralement sur le comportement des Camerounais, ou bien alors le comportement d'un certain nombre de débiteurs. À peine ils ont votre argent, la date est dépassée, qu'ils ne veulent même plus vous rencontrer en chemin. Ah d'accord, dès que je te vois, je change de route.
No, it's not. They're not
Dès
the
que j'ai
ones
vu mon
doing it.
débiteur, je change.
Is that feeling of guiltiness that they know they owe you something. But as you said, so many Cameroonians are like that. But me, generally, when I have somebody's money,
Tu aimes bien prendre des exemples sur toi. Hein?
yes, because wait, I'm supposed to be an example for other people to follow. When I see, if I have your money, Ben, if I see you in the morning, I'll tell you good morning. You care, you reply. You care, you don't reply. It's not my business.
Voilà.
Because the fact is that if I have
tu dis ce que tu as dit.
if I had the money, I would have refunded it back to you. The fact I'm not giving it back to you is because I don't have. And you know, you lend money to somebody you know.
Et on ne peut pas avoir honte de ce qu'on n'a pas de l'argent.
I cannot, since I don't have money, then I'll be working like a thief because I'm owing you money. Even if I'm going to buy my piece of bread to eat, 100 francs, I will tell you, Ben, good morning.
Voilà.
You complain that I'm going to buy bread when I'm having your 5,000. Can you compare 200 and 5,000?
Non.
You cannot compare it.
Non. Malheureusement,
so,
ce qui est énervant dans ça, c'est qu'on entre dans ta vie privée. L'usurier en
Yes.
vie privée. Et ils te torpillent parce qu'ils maîtrisent tout. On ne sait pas comment ils font ça, mais ils maîtrisent toutes les allées et venues. Toutes les allées et venues de celui qui leur a emprunté de l'argent. Ils sont toujours, n'est-ce pas, au fait de tout ce qui se passe.
So somebody will not call me, I'll freely go and have my lunch somewhere because I'm owing you money. I will go and eat. I will not die of hunger because I'm owing you. But that doesn't mean also that the debtors should also take it as a right.
Tu connais la
If you have
chanson.
somebody's money and you pay it back to the person, for me that's the best. I hate.
C'est la meilleure des manières.
Yeah, I hate when I'm having somebody's money.
Tu connais la chanson ivoirienne qui parle de l'histoire d'un monsieur qui s'endette et c'est ses créanciers qui le soignent, tout simplement parce qu'on veut le maintenir en vie pour
Yes,
qu'il
so that
paye
you can
la
be
dette.
able to pay back the debt.
Ce soir, Lengeo. C'est la chanson. Donc, on va se dire quoi? Je pense qu'on a trop parlé là.
We've spoken a lot. We've said, I think we've even said everything. I think we've said everything. There's nothing more to say. But it's not.
À eux de réfléchir.
Yes, it's not
Et de
left
se
to
dire
you.
s'ils peuvent rentrer dans les dettes ou pas. Surtout
Or not,
quand il s'agit de
and
mesures.
also to draw the attentions of these usurers that please, okay, will not refuse. You can lend out the money. Let's just say if the bank does it at 2.5, why not do yours at 3? Why
Voilà.
take it to 10, 15, 20? Do yours at 3.
Voilà. On peut se dire comme ça, s'il faut aller au-delà, c'est 3%.
Yeah, it's 3.
Usure égale crédit informel, usure égale prêt clandestin, usure égale phénomène ancien, il est florissant, mais il n'est pas du tout conseillé. Il ne faudrait pas qu'on le conseille.
Usually,
Ne le faites surtout pas.
it's prohibited by law in Cameroon. So, if you're that person that does this kind of business, 1 million fine awaits you. I don't want to say 5,000. 1 million fine awaits you. I can't wait to be in a position where I've borrowed you. You've given me to me, and then you have to pay me 1 million again because I went and reported you. So don't fall in that kind of trap. You know, And then please, our banks. I think this is where we have to draw their attentions, asking them to review their loans, to review the procedure of loan taking, because it is very, very slow. Or maybe they should bring a special case of emergency.
Pourquoi pas?
Yes.
Pourquoi pas?
They should bring it.
On a trop bavardé.
No, it's too much.
On bavarde. Et puis, on s'est vidé même presque nos verres d'eau. Et l'on parle de l'eau, n'est-ce pas?
Yeah,
allez, les amis, vous allez tout simplement ne pas oublier de nous déposer un gros pouce bleu, un gros cœur rouge, comme vous aimez bien. Partagez, commentez et faites ce que vous voulez.
If possible, give us critics,
voilà.
Because they are critics that build the society. Not negativity, but positivity. Give us positive critics. And don't forget to go to our Facebook page, Mirror TV. Come on. And then, why not follow our program every day from 9 a.m. on our YouTube channel?
Voilà,
yeah, every day from 9 a.m.
Tous les jours.
And if you have preview, you have other programs that you haven't watched, right? You can go back and watch. And today we're talking about usury, the over. How can I put it? The lending of money at a high rate, at an exceeding rate. That was what we're talking about today. Usury.
Allez, justement, on parlait de ça et puis on s'est dit tout simplement que c'est Nadiam qui se termine et puis c'est au revoir. Au revoir à toi, Léna.
It's not a bye-bye for us, it's a see you later.
Justement. Ciao, bye-bye.